need the moisture.
We do. Lots of it. And this is a bit of a dent in what we need, so that's good. It's not the most of the pretty days because we've had a lot of cloud cover. We've had the snow. It's been that very slushy, wet snow.
Another look at the weather. I like your long-term forecast. It looks pretty good by the weekend.
I thought you might, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always nice when it shapes up in time for the weekend. Warmth, sunshine.
All that stuff.
That's stuff that we like to associate with spring. You know, it's on the way again, even getting into spring showers and potentially thunderstorms in the longer range forecast. I'll show you that in just a minute. But for now, Capital Chev Skycam, we are dealing with clouds, very gusty conditions out of the north up to about 50 kilometers per hour, and snow. We've had the bulk of the snow, though, in Calgary, and now we're just looking at intermittent, so on and off flurries possible here and there through tonight and tomorrow as well, starting to really ease out tomorrow afternoon. Just a look at current temperatures around that 5-degree range for Lethbridge, Brooks, and Medicine Hat. Calgary got to a high of 2 today, now sitting at 1. Couple systems to talk about on satellite and radar here, and you can see this one mainly rain because temperatures are so warm. This is a Colorado low, called that because it develops in Colorado and tracks off to the east. And then we have a low that's developed right over us, and that's what we're getting right now with regards to the snowfall. It's pulling in cooler air from the north. It certainly cooled things down quite a bit and very fast, and we're going to hold on to these cooler temperatures for a couple of days before temperatures climb. You can see that Calgary, we're out of the bulk of that consistent snowfall, and now it's just we're looking at pockets here and there, so more isolated on and off snow is what we can expect. Strathmore still in the more consistent snowfall, and off to the west near Canmore, in between Canmore and Calgary, more consistent snowfall through the foothills as well. This will all start to ease for all communities as we go through this evening. I just want to show you that here. But we are looking at these pockets that are popping up here and there, and that will last right and through tomorrow at times. So don't be surprised to see a couple more flurries out there even through tomorrow. And then tomorrow later in the day, we're looking at the flurries clearing out, and in Calgary, we could actually see a couple sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon. A little ambitious, but expect a little bit of sunshine here and there. By the time we get into Thursday, it's pretty tame, but there should be some pockets developing flurries for the foothills and the mountains, but likely we won't see that in Calgary as we get a little more stable. When we look at snowfall amounts from tonight and through tomorrow, not a huge amount to tack on to what we've already seen, but we could see another centimeter or two in Calgary from these isolated pockets. We could see another centimeter or two in Claresholm, Lethbridge, Strathmore, Drumheller, a couple in Milk River, one in Medicine Hat. So we're not looking at a huge additional totals from now in through tomorrow. All right, when we look at that longer range forecast, Capital Chev 5-day forecast, 3 degrees as our daytime high for the next 3 days. So again, we're holding on to this colder weather. Mornings will be quite cold as well. And with the wind chill in the morning hours, you're looking at it feeling closer to -10. Flurries starting to really taper off by tomorrow afternoon, maybe even some sunny breaks, still gusty throughout the day. And then we have lots of sunshine and eventually getting to those warmer temperatures, 7 for Saturday and 11 for Sunday, with the potential of late day showers, even thunderstorms.
Danielle back in now for our 5-day forecast. We've seen a lot in the last 5 days. Hopefully the next 5 days get it back to being what we'd like to see.
Shorts? We've gone from shorts to shovels.
Yes.
A lot of people writing that they want to go back to shorts. They'd like to switch the snow for rain. We'll get there by the end of this week, but we're still looking at a couple cold days before we start to warm up. Temperatures right now sitting around that freezing mark for Calgary, for Banff, for Pincher Creek, a little warmer in the farther southeast, which is why we're dealing more with a rain event or a rain-snow mix, at least for Brooks, Medicine Hat, and through Milk River, even Lethbridge. So I'll show you what this looks like on satellite and radar, and it almost is Mother Nature's confused. There's a lot going on with this, and it keeps transitioning. But you can see in this corner here, we're looking at mainly rain, but it is now starting to switch over to snow, and then we have snow off to the west because this has pulled down some much cooler air, which is where we're going to be sitting. Much cooler for the next few days. When we look at what's happening right now, the bulk of the snowfall, especially for Calgary, is now done. And overall, this is starting to ease and lighten, but we still have pockets of snow in through Strathmore, in through Airdrie. Calgary, we're still going to see a couple pockets here and there, and off to the west into the foothills, Cochrane, Canmore. We're looking at this instability continuing on and off even through tomorrow, even through Thursday. You can see Brooks is transitioning from rain over to snow, especially the Medicine Hat area as well. So a little bit of a mix for areas in the southeast corner. As we go through this next little bit, you can see now it's instead of widespread consistent snow, it's these isolated pockets. So some streets seeing a couple snowflakes, other streets may not, but we are looking at snow on and off, and even as we transition into snowfall, Medicine Hat will see some snowfall on and off in through Wednesday, even clearing out as we go through the afternoon hours. But as we get in through Thursday, again, that instability will continue in the foothills. So Cochrane and to the west, isolated pockets of snowfall certainly possible. All right, we could pick up another centimeter or two for most communities, as you can see here, as we go through these next 12 to 24 hours. Again, for Calgary, though, this really just starts to taper off and move on out. In fact, we're looking at sunny breaks possible tomorrow afternoon as it fully starts to clear out, but it will continue to be gusty out of the north at 50 kilometers per hour. Warmer temperatures by Saturday, a high of 7, 11 for Sunday. We get more into what's typical for spring with the showers, late day showers possible on Sunday, maybe even a non-severe thunderstorm. That's your Capital Chev 5-day forecast. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle.
All right, Capital Chev Skywatch camera. It's a little bouncy. We've gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour, certainly already happening throughout the day today in many communities, Calgary included, and then likely as we head through this evening, overnight, and even through much of tomorrow as well. So the gusty conditions will continue. The difference is the bulk of the snowfall is now done, and now we're just looking at intermittent snowfall here and there, more isolated. So Banff, you can see the white. In Banff, you can see the white in Cochrane. Lethbridge and Medicine Hat looking at a different story, though, getting some sunny breaks at this point, and not dealing with the snowfall in most cases that many other communities had to deal with. More of a rain event for many other areas, especially areas off to the southeast. All right, again, Calgary, mainly cloudy, but clouds starting to break apart. Snowfall, we're not fully done with it yet. We're done with the bulk, but don't be surprised to see a couple more snowflakes as we head through the next 12 hours, 24 hours or so. One is the current temperature. Today's high just 2, which is 10 degrees off the normal, and of course nowhere near the record of 27.8. As you can see, we've had things, you can see the darker purple, and that's the more intense snowfall. And you can also see it's breaking apart. So again, the intensity is done now for the snow. You can still see rain far off to the east, but this is starting to transition into snowfall as temperatures cool for the day as well. Again, we're not looking at picking up any more huge amounts, but we are looking at another centimeter or two in many communities before it's all fully said and done. Kamloops tomorrow, 14 degrees with some sunshine, mainly cloudy for Kelowna and Salmon Arm in the teens as well. 7 for Fernie and Golden. Fernie likely see some rainfall for tomorrow. Rocky Mountain House down through Red Deer, windy, and of course in southern Alberta, windy as well. And we have the potential for, again, some isolated snowflakes, Calgary and west. And then to the east, we're looking at a couple raindrops possible for tomorrow. We're just going to have around that 3 degrees for a high for Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, and for Calgary. And as you can see, we'll pick up another centimeter or two for communities because of these isolated pockets of snowfall. Some communities will see no additional amounts. Capital Chev 7-day trend, 3 degrees is a daytime high for the next 3 days, then 7 by Saturday, and back into the double digits by Sunday. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The federal budget includes $39 billion